Hello, everybody. This is Jeremy Esplin, Program Manager for Unified Communications here at Fishers Technology. This is the latest in the series of videos about the Elevate desktop application. This video will focus entirely on the calling module within the application. The calling module is over here off to the left. It looks like a phone receiver with a couple arrows coming off of it. This is really your central contact directory and status page for everybody within the organization. So for instance, we have all, which shows everything. These are personal contacts. These are corporate contacts. These are internal employees, resources, everything. So this is a big, giant view of the entire system. If I've marked anybody as favorites, I can click on the favorites tab and it'll show me them, including people within the organization, and I can see what their status is. If I click on UIT management, this is a contact group and I can add members to this. So for instance, I can add Zach White. He's our Director of IT Services. I can add Dana. She's our Director of Service. And I can add go ahead and add Joey. Joey is our Help Desk Manager. Hit Save Changes, and I've added them. If they're logged into the application, I can see what their status is. And if they're outside of the phone system, I can see them. This is a virtual extension that goes to Zach's cell phone number. Both of these are custom contact groups. If I wanted to remove one of those groups, I could go ahead and delete that and remove it from here. Elevate users. This is the internal users within our organization, and will show me what the status of that individual user is. The icons that are gray, that means that they're logged out of their PC and they're unavailable for the messaging portion of the application. This does mean also that they're not currently on the telephone. If they were on the telephone, that the gray bubble would be red and would have a little telephone icon in it. I can also see that Alicia, she's one of our folks here in Boise. She has been on break since April 25th. I think I need to maybe bug her about that. But she's away from her computer. Alex, he's one of our field technicians. I can see that he's available. He's not on a telephone call, so if I wanted to call or chat with him, I could do it from here. I can also add him to my favorites from here as well and see detailed information about him. Bill, he's our IT lead engineer. I can see he's available and he has a status message that says tech, yeah. I can see what his desk phone number is right here. I can also see his cell phone number here. And I can see Erica. She is busy, so she's marked herself as busy, not able to take a call, not able to interact. So as you can see, I can see my entire organization here. If I click on company contacts, this will include not only our users internally, such as Alex Wardle, but I can also see our accounting auto attendant. I can see our account manager line. I can see our after hours help desk, and if it's a call queue, I can see how many calls are in that queue and what the average wait time is, and how many people are logged into it. If your organization has contacts programmed into the phone system, either natively or sunk down from the Microsoft 365 integration, you'll be able to also see those contacts here. Personal contacts are contacts that I've either uploaded from my mobile device or sunk down from Microsoft 365. So for instance, Leo. Leo is a person that we work with at another company. I can see that this has been sunk down from Outlook. From here, I'm able to make and receive calls. So I could punch in a telephone number over here. And I can choose to call that. Now, the call action is going to depend on how you have the call settings set up in the settings. We will have a whole separate video about the settings, but for the purposes of this demonstration, I have my device set up to, I have my application rather set up to make and receive calls right from the application. If I click on the green call button, it'll initiate a telephone call. And now I'm on a live call with this person. So this is, I'm just calling my cell phone in this case. I can choose to mute the conversation or unmute it. I can choose to place the caller on hold, which will make this banner at the top gray. I can choose to resume it from here. If I'm interacting with an automated system, such as our auto attendant here at Fisher's, or maybe I needed to call CenturyLink or Sparklight or Lumen or another company, and they say press 1 to do this, press 2 to do this, enter a telephone number. I can do it with this keypad up here. This icon is what's called call flip, and what this does is this puts a call on hold and allows me to quickly transfer it to another device associated with my account. So for instance, if I wanted to take this call and pick it back up on my cell phone, I could. Just I'll have to go ahead and hit the call flip, and it will ring my Elevate application on my cell phone, and I can pick up that call on my cell phone and maybe go out into the warehouse to check on the status of an inventory request, or maybe I'm on my way to another meeting and I need to hook this up to the Bluetooth in my car. If I click on flip, that will allow me to nearly seamlessly take that call to go. Or I could flip it to my desk phone if I'd rather use the speaker on my desk phone. That would allow me to pick it up on my desk phone as well. Call park. Call park is a function similar to putting a call on hold, except for with call park, you will be given an extension. It'll say call parked on 981, 982, 983, 984, etc. I can then take that extension and punch it into any other phone in the organization, or choose to retrieve it from my soft phone, for instance, on my cell phone. I can take that extension, give it to somebody, and say, "Hey, you have a call on hold on extension 981." This is good for if you don't know if a person's at their desk. Frequently, we'll see people who maybe work in a warehouse or a shop or something, and we'll have maybe somebody has loudspeaker. Customer has a paging system. They'll put the call on park and then page over the loudspeaker. "Hey, John, Jeremy from Fisher's is on the line. He wants to talk to you. He's on extension 981. And then John can pick up any phone, dial 981, and get back to me, to the caller. I can also transfer calls from here. If I click on the transfer button, it'll pop up another banner that says the caller is in transfer mode. From here, I can choose to transfer to anybody in this contacts list. So for instance, I can transfer this call to Bill. He's our lead IT engineer. I can choose to do a warm or consulted transfer, which would allow me to transfer the call directly to him and speak to him first and say, "Listen, I got this caller on the line. This is what the call is about. Do you have time to talk to him?" And Bill can say, "Sure, send him on over." And then I can complete that transfer. If I click on blind transfer, what that will do is that will take the call and just dump it on whatever the endpoint is. So it'll take it. I don't get to speak to the person first. It just takes that call and directly transfers right to them. And then I can also choose to transfer the call to his voicemail, so it doesn't ring his line. This is useful if you know the person that the call is intended for is maybe in a meeting or away from their desk or something. You don't want to have the original caller put on hold for too long. You can choose to transfer them to voicemail, and they'll immediately get that person's voicemail message. If I want to cancel this transfer, I can just go ahead and hit cancel here. But I can also transfer to people outside the organization. So I can punch in any telephone number. I can choose to do a warm transfer to somebody outside the organization or do a blind transfer to somebody outside the organization. If I do a warm transfer, it'll put the caller on hold and wait for our other end to pick up. And then I can just go ahead and click on the complete transfer after our deliberations, our introduction has been completed, and that will. Both calls are now off of my computer, and I'm ready to take a new call. Okay, the next module we're going to go over is going to focus entirely on the hunt groups and settings portion of the application. But before we move on to that, there is one setting I do want to show you, which is the calling device setting. It's under call settings, and this is where you can choose to either use your computer to make and receive calls or change it to use your desk phone to make and receive calls. If I change this to my desk phone, it allows me to choose which phone that's associated with my user to make and receive calls with. In this instance, I'm at my office, and this Yealink T54W is my office phone. Right here, this little checkbox that says auto off hook for outgoing calls. What this will do is when I make a call from this calling tab off to the left here, it will automatically engage the speakerphone on my device. So I do actually recommend keeping that on, so you don't have to physically pick up or press a button on your desktop phone. If I hit save changes there, we can now do another call. And you can hear that now my desk phone is making a call out to that cell phone number. And now I'm on a live call on my desktop telephone. I have a little bit more limited functionality here, but I do have the call flip function, which will allow me to, again, to quickly take that call from my desktop telephone to my cell phone if I needed to. I can initiate a call park from here. I can also do transferring. Again, warm transfer, blind transfer, transfer to voicemail. I can also choose to end that call from here as well. Now, when you're getting a call in, when you get a call in, you'll get a pop-up in the bottom right here, and you also get this piece of the application popping down with a banner. I can choose to pick it up on my desk phone, where I can just pick up the receiver or press the speaker button on my desk phone. I can also choose to send that call directly to voicemail if I'm busy, or just simply choose to hang up that call here and terminate that call completely. If I do choose that terminate call, it will still go to my voicemail. But if you are part of, say, a hunt group or a call queue or something, and you're not going to be able to take that call, if you press that red button, the call will continue to ring through on that hunt group. That's it. I appreciate your time and attention. The next video is going to be, like I said, it will cover the hunt groups and call in the settings portion of this application, and there's a lot to it. So I look forward to seeing you at the next video. Thanks.